I'm the Courageous Goldfish, and today I'm becoming a fashion critic. I'm pretty sure it's not surprising to anybody that I was super duper into Monster High when I was a kid. Even throughout most of middle school, I was obsessively collecting the dolls, watching all the webisodes and all the movies and everything. It was such an iconic part of a lot of people's childhoods, and now that it's about 11 years past the debut of Monster High, it's got that nostalgic feel. So I decided that in honor of the 11-year anniversary of Monster High, I would start a new series on this channel, ranking all the Monster High dolls. The way in which to do this without making a video that's like 2 hours long is by character, and so each video is going to focus on most of the main cast of Monster High, ranking their dolls, talking about what I like about the outfits, what I don't like about the outfits, and just generally placing them in order of best to worst, or worst to best. Yeah, we're doing worst to best. I made some rules for myself concerning this, which I'm going to tell you in a second, but I just wanted to start off by saying that everything is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but please do not attack me in the comments if I rank your favorite one a little bit lower. I'm sorry, but it's just my opinion based off of my own personal style and based off of how impactful I think the designs are. So I have 3 main rules for this series. Rule number 1, no reboot dolls. That's a big one right off the bat. I like to pretend that the Monster High reboot never happened, and so there might be some ones that are kind of like fringe in there when they were kind of transitioning between the original and the reboot, but for the most part, I'm staying away from reboot dolls. Rule number 2, I am not putting any collector's editions or any SDCC exclusives in this. I just think it's not really fair to put them in with all the other ones because they were made to be super high detail and really high, like, high aesthetic value, and so we're just talking specifically about the run-of-the-mill find 'em at Toys R Us type dolls. And rule number 3, the original design of each character can never rank as number 1. The original designs are iconic, and we know this. This is more of a celebration about the entirety of the doll line rather than just specific characters, and so I felt like it was kind of lazy to just go through all the iconic looks and then be like, yeah, but the original is best. So the originals usually rank pretty high on the list, but they can never rank number 1. Today we are talking about the titular protagonist, Frankie Stein, the daughter of Frankenstein. Daughter of Frankenstein is what's printed on all of her boxes, but canonically Frankie is actually the granddaughter of Frankenstein's monster. Frankie Stein's style mostly sticks with very preppy tones, with a lot of mixed patterns, a lot of electric elements, and like bolts and nuts and gears and type of things. That's the iconography that you usually see her put in. We have 26 dolls to rank today. Obviously I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to go into extreme detail about each and every one. I'm trying to keep it brief, but for the most part they rank the way they rank based off of how I think that they look aesthetically and based off of the little details that I can see. I have photos of each of the dolls pulled up here on my phone just so that I can reference it, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Starting off at number 26, we have the Freaky Fusion Frankie Stein, and I know this is a bit of a weird one to start off on because some people really like the Freaky Fusions, but I hate them. I think it's a cool idea in theory, but the execution of it is just not my favorite. So this is Frankie Stein. She is supposed to be fused with Claudine Wolf, but there's just, the design does not work for me. The fact that she's got the weird looking fangs, it just doesn't work with her green skin. Like, I just don't like it. And this weird little jumpsuit thing that they put her in, it's mishmash, and I do not like the design of this doll at all. Nothing about the pattern on this says Frankie Stein to me, and so I'm just, overall I just end up confused. The only good part about this is the boots. Number 25, we have our first budget doll. This is the Coffin Bean Frankie Stein. So I am not really here to crap on the budget dolls. I know that for a lot of people, the budget dolls was the only way that they could afford to have Monster High, which is totally fine, and I'm not gonna hate on that. This doll confuses me. Her top is okay. I like her top with the little puff sleeves and the print that she's got going on here. The skirt is okay. There's not really a lot of yellow going on aside from like the undercut in her hair, which doesn't really match. I absolutely hate her belt. It does not match with anything else on this doll. There's no red in the rest of her outfit, and there's no silver either in the rest of her accessories or anything like that. We've got number 24. It's another budget doll. We have the Make a Splash Frankie Stein. So I am not a huge fan of the swimsuit dolls. I'll say that right now. I think the whole point of Monster High is the super crazy, over-the-top fashion and the really in-your-face aesthetics, and I don't think that that translates super well to swimsuit dolls, so in my personal opinion, they are not my favorite. But this one is by far my least favorite of Frankie's swimsuit looks. I just really don't know what's going on here. I just don't really love the pattern on this. It's a little bit strange that they chose to do like plastic straps. I mean, I get the idea in theory, but in practice, it's just like, I don't really know what's happening here. I'm also really confused because the photo that I'm looking at, her sunglasses and her sandals seem to be the same color plastic, but the tote bag is close but not quite the same. And so that throws the whole thing off. Like, I feel like the tote bag is more green and the sunglasses and sandals are more yellow. Like, they're close but not quite, and that is awkward to me. I do like Frankie in a high ponytail though, and so I'll give this doll extra points for that. You're gonna hear me say it a lot in this video that I like Frankie with the high pony, so this is the first time we're seeing it show up. Just wanted to mention that. Number 23, we have the Sculpted Roller Maze Frankie Stein. I don't really like the Sculpted Roller Maze dolls either. Her helmet looks like it's just like a sphere that they popped on her head. You know, it doesn't really have a lot of sculpting to it that would make it interesting, and so it just looks like a piece of plastic that they molded to her head. I don't really like the neon that they've put her in. Like, I get it's supposed to be kind of roller derby-esque. The thing that might have made this doll a little bit cooler was if they gave her some like fishnet glove type things, like fingerless gloves maybe. That could be kind of cool. That's a little bit roller derby. If you put it in with like some neon pink or something like that, then it would match the dress a little bit better and make it more cohesive, but they just didn't, and overall I'm just not into this. Her roller skates are okay though. I'm surprisingly kind of okay with the roller skates. I never had any of the Sculpted Roller Maze dolls, but I had a friend that did, and the wheels did actually spin, and I thought that was kind of a cool feature. And so I can't hate on it too much, but overall I'm just not a fan. Number 22, we have School Spirit Frankie. For the most part, when you saw School Spirit Monster High dolls, they were just like the characters slapped in the cheerleading uniform or like a jersey. I like that they tried to bring a little bit of Frankie's style into this with the matching like plaid patterns. I do like that. Her little foam finger's kind of cute. I like her mismatched shoes, but I really hate the bangs on this doll. I said before I like the high ponytail on Frankie, but the bangs, like, they're so blunt, and for what? I like the pink lips that she's got going on, but this was kind of starting to be towards the end of the original Monster High when they were sort of transitioning into the reboot, and so I really hate the face mold on this doll. I think she just looks too childish. Number 21, we have Geek Shriek Frankie. I like the dress that they put this doll in though. The pattern on the plaid is pretty cool. I like that there's lightning bolts in it with the red. I like the little contrasting bow tie that matches the red and the plaid. I think that's really cute. I think that her hair is kind of supposed to be like a nod to Albert Einstein, kind of like frizzy and crazy, which I do appreciate. I get it that she has to have nerd glasses, but the shape of the nerd glasses I don't love. I think that's the thing that I hate the most about this doll is the glasses. I just think that they are too like bulky, and they kind of like shadow out her eyes too much. Like, they block too much of her eye features. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever, you know. Number 20, we have the Great Scarier Reef Frankie Stein. And I'm not a super huge fan of the Great Scarier Reef dolls either. Frankie's is probably one of the better ones, I think. I get that they were trying to go for more of an electric eel type look, but I think that the harshness of her makeup and her eyebrows is what really throws me off about this doll. It's just so, like, it doesn't look like Frankie. They changed her facial features and it's not the same. High ponytail is cool. As far as the rest of the outfit, I I don't really know what I'm looking at, and so I don't really like it. I'm the kind of person where I have to look at something and know immediately what I'm looking at. I don't want to have to squint and look closer to see the detail. To me, that is what makes it important, and I just don't really know what's going on here. I hate the pattern. Her belt doesn't really make any sense, and I also really don't like the way that they jointed the tail. The way that it connects there in the middle is just weird to me. I don't like that. Number 19, we have the Killer Style Frankie. I think what throws me off the most about this doll is the lipstick. I get the point of it is kind of like, she's wearing nude lipstick because like green is nude for her, but the pale green just washes her out. And also I think that one of the defining points of Frankie's style is the bold lips that she wears, and so I think when you take that away, it's just kind of like, I'm not interested in this at all. The side pony is kind of cool. I said before that we like the high pony on Frankie. The side is pretty cool too, but the rest of the outfit is just kind of like whatever. I don't like the contrast of the patterns between her dress and her leggings. It's just kind of like, meh. I don't mind the vest though. The vest that she's got going, that's kind of cool. Her shoes are okay, but they're not really Frankie Stein. Like you could slap them on any other doll and it would be like, okay, that works. Number 18, we have the Homeick Frankie Stein. I get the point of this kind of trying to be like, oh, I made this. This is quilting, this is sewing. But the mishmash of patterns that's happening here is very distracting and I don't like it. She's got like half a collar going on where she's got like half of a button-up collar and then the other half is just nothing, and that's weird to me. Her little apron is kind of cute though, but I hate the pattern on her leggings so much. It's also a little bit weird because in the pictures I'm looking at, it doesn't look like she has like a skirt or anything. Like it looks like she should have a skirt or like a dress on underneath it. Do you know what I mean? But it just looks like it's a top and leggings, and that is like weird to me. It feels like she should have something underneath it, you know what I mean? I like the bold red lip she's got going on. These bangs work a lot better than the School Spirit Frankie's bangs did. I also really like this doll's shoes. I think her shoes are really cool. The little pin cushion that she's got on her wrist and her little scissor earrings are really cute. They fit thematically, so I'm into that. But overall, I think it's just the pattern mashing that really gets me with this, that I don't like it very much. Number 17 is the I Heart Fashion Frankie Stein doll. So I kind of struggled to figure out what about this doll was throwing me off, and I think it's probably the makeup and the hair the most. I think it's a little weird that they've matched like this navy blue lipstick with her eyeshadow. I think it's the only time we ever see her in this navy blue, and it's not really my thing. I really like her in the reds and the pinks, you know, for lipstick, and the lipstick throws me off. This hair is also a lot more color blocked. For the most part, Frankie's hair is white with the black streaks, and this just looks very color blocky and not cohesive at all, so I'm just kind of thrown off by that. As far as the actual outfit she's wearing, it's not terrible. I do like the little yellow thing that she's got going on with the red like under bust sort of thing. I think that's a cool moment. And I also like that they put her in a tie because that does fit in with her very preppy style. I wish that they had done though was match the plaid on the skirt to the plaid on the tie. I think that would have just made it look a lot more cohesive. I like the fact that they have put her in the cute little schoolgirl knee socks. That's very preppy and cute with the little lightning bolts around the top. I do like that about this doll, but I hate the fact that they put her in sandals. Socks and sandals, guys, really? Like, Number 16 is Gloom Beach Frankie Stein. Gloom Beach was another one of those really early ones, and it was probably honestly my favorite of the swimsuit lines, even though I don't like the swimsuit dolls very much. But to me, out of all of the other dolls in that collection, Frankie Stein stood out the least. I don't really know what's going on with her swimsuit pattern. It's just kind of very like, it does not really fit very well. Like, I know patterns is kind of Frankie Stein's thing, but mostly it's like patterns of plaid or like patterns of bolts or nuts or lightning bolts or something like that. But the stripy thing that she's got going on, it just doesn't do it for me. And also the plaid like tie skirt thing is a little weird. When have you ever seen somebody wear plaid at the beach? The lightning bolt across the chest that she's got going on though, that's pretty thematically correct, so I'm gonna give it points for that. The green lipstick on this worked out a little bit better than it did on the Killer Style Frankie Stein, but it's still not my favorite thing ever. So points off for the lipstick choice. And also the fact that her hair is pretty simple. Like, I know it's a budget doll and I know they're supposed to be going to the beach, but they could have put like a twist in it or something. Just something interesting other than just flat hair. Number 15 is the Power Ghouls Frankie. I do like the Power Ghouls. I think they were kind of neat. It was a very neat concept that I never thought I would see. And they did put out some pretty impactful designs for it. I do really like her headpiece. That's pretty cool. And her little like cape with the lightning bolts. That's pretty neat. Her boots are really cool. I really like the boots on this doll. The body outfit that she's got going is just kind of like, okay. It looks like it's a mini dress, and that's a little weird to me because if you're fighting crime, you don't really want to be doing it in a mini dress. I think they could have made it a romper or a jumpsuit, and that would have been kind of cool. I like that they've got pattern in here somewhere on the dress part. The pattern that they did choose I think is very thematically correct. It's got like the dots for the comic. And it's also got like lightning bolts for Frankie, you know? So I do like that about this. Number 14 is another iconic one. This is the Dead Tired Frankie Stein. I know a lot of people had this as a kid. It's very soaked in nostalgia. And I do think it is really cute, but as far as pajamas go, it's like, there were some more iconic fashion looks that they put out aside from the pajamas, so that's why it ranks the way it ranks, but it's still a pretty cool doll and I do like the little details on it. Her little eye mask is really cute. The fact that the stripes match her little pants, that's really neat. It's kind of like a Beetlejuicy type of pattern and I like that about it. Tank top with the lightning bolt, but the lightning bolts match on the bottom half. See, that's it. We got some pattern matching here and I like that. I like that her waistband and her little leg cuffs, those are plaid, which, you know, it can't be a Frankie doll without some plaid in there, right? The little monster slippers, those were just iconic. You can't knock those. I do like that they put her in a peachy little lipstick. I think that works out a lot better for a neutral for her. The green, like I said before, just doesn't work for me. So if they had swapped out all the times they tried to do neutral with green and did peach instead, it will be way better. It just complements her skin tone that much better. Here again, we see her with the side ponytail, which I do like as well. Number 13, we have the Ghouls Rule Frankie Stein. And I know this will ruffle a little bit of feathers because the Ghouls Rule line is really, really beloved by the community. For me, honestly, the only thing is just, it's got a lot of black, which I know Monster High is supposed to be a lot of black. It's very like gothic inspired, but it's just a lot of black. And overall, you know, like you gotta look really, really close to see the details on it. I really love the hair on this doll though. The very big like Bride of Frankenstein, Elvira, dramatic flair that it's got. I love that. And I love that it's more black than it is white. For the most part, Frankie's hair is more white than it is black, but this time they totally flipped it and it's mostly black with just a couple of hints of white here and there, which I think is really cool for the uniqueness of this doll. Honestly, I thought that I would hate her makeup, especially because it's blue lipstick. She's got kind of like a frosted eye makeup going on, but to be honest, it's not that bad. I don't mind it. The high collar on her dress really gives it a lot of drama, and also the train on the bottom. I like the dramatics of that as well. I think it's very cool how they ombreed it and put like the stitches and like the cracks of lightning coming up it. I think that's really neat. The thing I love the most about this doll though is when the train parts and you see like a little hint of the boot she's got going on. I love the silhouette that that gives, like the little boot peeking out. Favorite part of this doll. Number 12 is the Picture Day Frankie Stein, and the only reason that it ranks higher than the Ghouls Rule doll is because of the contrast. This is a very high contrast, very high impact design, and that's why it ranks a little bit higher than the Ghouls Rule one does. I really, really like Frankie in the high ponytail. Again, we see her with the super bold lipstick. Really like the preppy style of this as well, with her little like leather jacket, and she's got a very ruffled skirt that I like. I can excuse that the top layer is a different pattern just because the bottom is the same to balance it out, so I do like that. Her belt is kind of like whatever. There's not really anything in the sculpt that says Frankie Stein. It's just a skullette. But the color really adds to the high contrast of the collar and the pockets on the jacket, so I do like that. Her shoes are pretty cool. We've seen cooler Frankie Stein shoes in my opinion, but they're not bad. But I do really like her bag. That's so cute with the little safety pin handle. Number 11, we have the Skull Shores Frankie Stein. I don't really like the swimsuit dolls. I've said that many times before in this video, but this is probably my favorite of Frankie Stein swimsuit dolls, just because of the cut of the swimsuit. The pattern is something I don't really understand. Like, I think it's supposed to be lightning bolts, but it just kind of is like you have to look close at it to understand. But the cut is what gets me on this. I love the fact that it's kind of like, it's bikini on the top that's connected on her torso, and the way that it curves, like the cut of it, gives her a really, really sexy hourglass shape, which I know they probably got shit for at Mattel, but like, damn, girl looks good. I just really love the silhouette that gives her torso. It's just really cool. I'm not sure how I feel about the Karen haircut that she's got going on, but I think it kind of works overall, and so can't really be mad at it. I'm really confused by her sandals though. They look like they're made of ice, almost. They're made of ice. Should they not be on an Abby doll? Question mark? Because I know that there is an Abby Abominable Skull Shores doll, because I had that doll as a kid. So I'm confused as to why. Yeah, her sandals confuse me. Number 10, we have the Picnic Casket Frankie Stein. This is a doll I think not a lot of people know exists because it was kind of more towards the end. I didn't actually know it existed until I started making this video, but I really, really love the outfit that she's wearing. I really love the Peter Pan collar that she's got going on, and the little yellow bow that ties in her waist is really cute. I do like the shoes on this doll as well. I believe that they are a recolor of the Schools Out Frankie Stein doll shoes, and I only know that because I had that doll as a kid. It kind of loses a little bit of points because it doesn't really feel overly Frankie Stein, but the design of it is just so cute, and I love to see her in these really cutesy like Peter Pan collar type things, so that's why it's ranked so high. Number 9 is the Schools Out Frankie Stein, and I had this doll as a kid. This was my Frankie, and so a lot of this ranking is based off of nostalgia, so sorry, but it's also a really good Frankie Stein doll too. She's got a lot of that preppy style, a lot of that pattern that just works. This is a really, really solid design for a Frankie. I really like the little Argyle vest she's got going on with like the little plaid undershirt, like the button up is really cute. The belt that ties it all in I think is really cool. It creates a waist on it. I really like the idea of the 2 different lengths of leggings, and I'm really, really grateful that they didn't put a pattern on it. It's just a solid color. As I said before, I don't really like it when they mash patterns, and so I'm really glad that they just stuck to solid colors for her leggings. And also her shoes. I love Frankie in pumps, and most of the reason of that is this doll. I love the pumps on this doll. I think that the fact that her leggings kind of stop, you get a little bit of her ankle, and then the shoe is really like, top notch. I like that. I think the little twist she's got going on in her hair is really cute. Her lipstick is really bold, and her bag is super cool. I've lost her bag to the sands of time, unfortunately, but the little lightning bolt is really cool, and the fact that they did the strap the same as the belt kind of ties everything in, and I really do like the composition of this doll. Number 8 is a doll that has really grown on me as I've been making this list. It is the Scaris City of Frights Frankie Stein. At first glance, I was just kind of like, okay, not bad, but not great. And then I looked at it closer, and it's actually kind of really grown on me. This was further down the list when I first made this list, but as I've been looking at it more and more, I'm like, actually though, this is pretty iconic. The thing that I love the most about the doll is her face. Her face is very en vogue, super like high glamour, like the smoky eyeshadow, just the overall way that they did the face on this doll. Favorite part. Probably my favorite Frankie face, to be honest. And paired with her really awesome, like, I woke up like this type of wavy hair. Love that. It's very Parisian. It's very like high glamour, but low effort, if that makes any sense. Talking about her outfit, I do really like this outfit. The fact that it's got like this very posh overshirt with like the cool sleeves and like it comes to a point at the bottom. I do like that. It's cinched in with a really simple black belt, which is really awesome for creating a nice simple waist on it. I like that it doesn't take away from the pattern on it as well, because knowing them, they probably would have tried to do some pattern mashing on there and I wouldn't have liked it as much, but it's just a simple black belt. Really hits all the boxes. Her little mini skirt is pretty cool too. Normally I'd be like, pattern mashing, but these two work together and so I'm not gonna be too mad about it. And her boots are pretty cool too. I do wish they had a little bit more color in them aside from just the one lightning bolt, but I do really like Frankie in boots as well. And so overall, I really like this doll. It's a strong doll. Number 7 on the list is the Sweet Screams Frankie Stein doll. Now, I know this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I don't really love the Sweet Screams dolls. I know that it's a lot of people's favorites, but it's just not, it doesn't really speak to me personally. But Frankie's is the doll out of the collection that I like the most. I really, really like the contrast between the black and white striping and the red patent leather jacket that she's got. I also really like the eye makeup that they gave this doll. It makes her eyes pop and look really big and super like anime-esque. Her hair is pretty cool too, with the like beehive twist, I guess. I'm not really even sure what it's called. It's not really a, well, I guess it's a beehive, yeah. With like the hair ornaments. I think that's pretty cool. I also really like the stripy lip that she's got going on. I thought I would hate that. In theory, I probably would, but the way that it's executed looks pretty cool, especially with the rest of the doll. It just makes sense. I like the like melting effect of the stripes on her dress, and like the flounce of it at the bottom is really neat with the little trim. Her bag is super cute too, the little monster face with the candies, so cute. I'm not loving the like gladiator type sandals that they put her in for this. I think they could have done a better job picking out shoes for her, but overall it doesn't take away from the design, and so I can't complain about it too much. I do like the fact that she's got fingerless gloves as well. I think that that adds a really cool element to this doll. So overall, pretty good. Number 6, we have the original Frankie Stein Wave 1 doll. Obviously, there's really not too much to say about this. This is Frankie Stein at her best, most authentic self, with the plaid, with the tie, with the studded belt going on, with the funky pumps with the stripes. It's just quintessential Frankie Stein, and so you can't really do too much critique on it. What do you say about something this iconic, you know what I mean? So, it's good. It's good. Alright, we are moving into the top 5 now. Number 5 is the 13 Wishes Frankie Stein. I really like the 13 Wishes dolls for some reason, and Frankie is no exception. I really, really like the gold elements that they put on this with her like circlet tiara type thing. I'm not really sure what to call it. We're just gonna call it a circlet. Her headpiece, I guess. I like the gold elements of that. And the lightning bolts that are clustered at her waist are really neat. The way that they've tied the top of the dress to be super form-fitting, and then like the little tutu peeking out, and then this big dramatic train, so cool. I really, really love the dramatic flair of that. I also really like the gold foil details on her train. That's super neat. Her sandals are pretty cool. I do really like the eye makeup on this doll as well, but I think my favorite part is probably her stitches. Usually they use a metallic silver paint to paint in Frankie's stitches, but for this doll they decided to opt for metallic gold paint instead, and I think that's just so unique and adds something really, really special to this doll. Coming in at number 4, we have the Threaderella Scarily Ever After Frankie Stein doll. So this is supposed to be Frankie as Cinderella, and to be honest, I think they really, really nailed it with this doll. I like the hair on this doll. It's very structured. It's kind of reminding me of the Ghouls Rule updo, but it's just a little bit more tamed, I suppose. And her tiara is really, really cool. The fact that it's like pins and needles with like the thread connecting them, that's really, really cool. As far as the dress goes, I'm really, really happy that they didn't do any pattern mashing with this. It's just the one plaid side. The rest of the contrasting parts are just the solid blue. I really like the shape and the structure of this dress. And I also do really like that they put in like the black mesh on the one side, because you know, if you put Frankie in a princess dress, it's just kind of like, Okay, that's not really Monster High, but the fishnet adds the edge that we know Monster High for, and so I really do like that they put that in there. I do not like her eyebrows. The fact that she's got brown or like reddish eyebrows, that throws me off. I don't like that very much, but that's kind of my only complaint that I have about this doll. Her shoes are really cute too. They've got like little scissors for pumps, and they're tied together with like the thread that's on her crown and that's on the spool on her purse. A+ for effort, Mattel. I can't really find a lot of bad things to say about this one. Number 3, we have the Freak du Chic Frankenstein. And I think people are really sleeping on the Freak du Chic line, kind of because it happened a little bit later in the whole hype. But I do really, really like this doll. It's probably my favorite out of the Freak du Chic dolls, mostly just because of the silhouette. I think that she is supposed to be like the in-house magician, but she kind of gives me ringleader vibes, to be honest, and I'm not mad about it. Her hair is really cool. Normally we see Claudine in this very like bouncy, like curly type of style, but it does suit Frankie pretty well, and I do like that a lot about this doll, especially when paired with the black top hat she's got. I love the way that her collar kind of comes out and like sweetheart neckline of her dress, because that really kind of frames her collarbone and her bolts in a really cool way. She's kind of got like an illusion pattern going on her dress, which is pretty cool. You know, it's Frankie, gotta get some pattern in there somewhere, but I like that it's thematically correct. And also I do like the stripy underbust thing that she's got going on. Her belt does throw me off a little bit because there's not a lot of red in the rest of the outfit, but her eye makeup is phenomenal. I really like the eye makeup on this doll. It's super creative and unique. My favorite part about this doll is definitely this silhouette. We already talked about the neckline, how I like that, but I just love how close fitting it is, and then the train kind of like pops out, and then you've got this very sleek boot moment as well. Love, love, love the boots on this doll. It just adds something really, really cool and sleek, but then drama. Really cool. Coming in at number 2, we have the Sweet 1600 Frankie Stein. I love the Sweet 1600 line. It's probably one of my favorites that they've ever done. I just really love the party dress aesthetic, and I think this is a very strong Frankie Stein doll. Again with the beehive, we love the beehive. We also really love the tinsel that they put in this doll hair. I think that makes it really unique, and it's just a very cool element to have that catches the light. Of course it had to be plaid because it's Frankie Stein, but I do really like the structure of this dress and the way that they draped it. It's the little details about this that get me, especially like the one black cup that she's got on the one side. That offers up the idea that there's a lot more structure to this dress than you can see, which I really do like about that, because we know I'm all about the structure. The poof of this dress is really cool. Again, I said I really like the party dress aesthetic, and so really loving that for her. I do also really like the shoes on this doll. They're not bad either. Her makeup is pretty fun. We see her again in this very like maroon, brooding lipstick that I like. You know, we know I don't like the green lipstick, and this is just like bold, but not too bold. And we are finally at number 1, ladies and gentlemen. If you have been paying attention, you probably already know, but my number 1 Frankie Stein doll is the Dawn of the Dance. In my opinion, this is the most technically solid Frankie Stein doll. The high ponytail is amazing. We know that I love that. The bold lipstick that she's got going on, we know I love that too. I also really like her eye makeup too. It just offsets the lip color that they chose very nicely. Her over shawl thing with the puffy sleeves, I love, love, love the color that they chose. That hot neon pink is really, really cool, and it offsets her skin tone super nicely. I really like the silhouette of this dress as well. The fact that it's very close fitting to her body. The belt is really cool, the way that it kind of like creates a waist on this. The color of it offsets everything else, and it's a really, really cool detail. It's got the little nuts going on that matches with the necklace. I love, love, love the fishnet tights. That's a really cool detail to put in. We know I love Frankie in pumps, and so I love to see this fishnet tight pump moment with the mishmash black and the white. Her purse is really cool too. I do like her purse. It matches the rest of the outfit really well. Yeah, and look, even her earrings. The earrings match up with the belt too. Ah, this is my favorite one. In my opinion, this is the best Frankie Stein has ever looked. Obviously, as I said before, everything is just my opinion, but this is the end of the ranking of all the Frankie Stein dolls. If you guys end up liking this series, let me know. I'm hopefully going to work my way through the original cast and then maybe some side characters if you guys end up liking it. If you guys like me, hey, hi, hello, maybe you want to stick around for the rest of these that I'm going to do. I do lifestyle videos about anime, collectible stuff, anything like that, so if you're interested, please drop the subscribe. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.